Hello everyone, Ms. Biz here. I'm about to drop some wisdom bombs. Ooh, yes. So, I'm going to talk to you about the difference between failing and failure. One thing I will give you, hopefully I can come up with 3 things for failing and 3 things for failure. If I don't, deal with it. So anywho, I love my poster. But anywho, so failing versus failure. Failing teaches you a lot. Failing allows you to do some things. So with failing, number one, it taught you were not afraid. Or maybe you were, but you were willing to take that risk and you still failed. Instead of getting discouraged, you should look at your plan and see where it failed. Because all you might have to do is just tweak it some or throw away the thing entirely and get some help and have someone help you to brainstorm on what you need to do next. Number 2, failing helps you learn about introspection. You don't blame everybody else. You took the risk. You made the choice. It is your decision, your feelings, your emotions. No one can make you feel guilty, or nobody can make you feel anything without your permission. Because they're yours. So, failure teaches you introspection. So it teaches you about things about yourself. How do you take failure? How do you take naysayers? How do you take doubt and fear and all the other stuff that holds you back from being the you that you can be? It forces you to look at you. If you're always looking outwardly and not looking inwardly and ending up all in all these different situations and they always end up the same around with the same types of people, the denominator in the factor is you. So that means you only attract what you have in you. Okay? So you need to look inside yourself and work on those things that you don't like about you and make them better. Don't go extreme. Don't be like doing all this crazy stuff. Do it in a healthy fashion that makes you feel good and it's something that you can be proud of. I didn't like the way my body looked, but it wasn't much as the look as the way I felt. I felt sluggish. I felt down. I felt all these different things. And I started going to the gym. Somebody told me about weightlifting. So I researched about women getting bulky in weightlifting. And you know how they get bulky? Steroids. They're all roided up. It's gross, but that's just how I feel about it. I like being strong and natural. So that's number 2. Number 3, it helps you to deal with that perspective part, your mentality. It helps you deal with your mentality. How do you think towards things? Because what you think is what you see. Not necessarily truth. Not necessarily the reality. Because you might be missing part of the pieces. It's kind of like people who are naive to say there's 2 sides to every story. But if there's witnesses, there's more than 2. So, there's some things that are a far simpler answer than what you try to make it to be. My glasses keep slipping down and they're just like, every time I talk, they just go, I'm sorry. But, anywho, you got to check your mentality. You got to check how you think about things. If you're always thinking that everybody else is the problem and not you, you are the problem. If you feel like you're alone and everything like that, do you go out? How do you treat people? How do you treat people who you think are beneath you? because that affects you just as much. So, you know, I look at those things. Now, failing is different. So failing is number one, when you quit. You completely give up. You don't try anymore. Number two, with failing, you use the words I can't or I tried. Both excuses. Because unless you're mentally or physically handicapped trying to do stuff, and I've seen plenty of mentally and physically handicapped people succeed and even make businesses. What's your excuse? There is none. Let me give you a little skinny on the brain when it comes to those things and why I say they're excuses. I can't. The words I can't literally sends an EMP through your neurological system, throughout your entire body. It shuts down your brain completely. Completely. There is no getting up. You want to test this? Want me to prove it? This is what I actually got from a study. Start doing push-ups or some kind of workout. Do it till you get kind of tired. Then say I can't. And then when you do, you're going to see that your body immediately shuts down. The same way your brain does. Your brain has to shut down in order for your body to do it. As the saying goes, if the head falls, the body will follow. So that's what that does. So when you start fixing those things, and the other thing is the other word is I tried. You know what I tried is? I tried is like failing when you fail, but you don't feel bad about it because I tried means you really didn't believe you could do it in the first place. So you don't feel bad about the fail because you tried. No, you didn't. You didn't get an instant fix, and that's why you quit. So yeah, no, those are excuses. Number 3, a fail gives you excuses to not move forward or to try something that's a quick fix. So it puts a Band-Aid on a gunshot or stab wound. And if you put a Band-Aid on a stab wound after they twisted the knife, you're going to bleed to death. It'll never close. So unless you heal and work through the pain to get better, then you're not going to get better. Always, always, always understand, failure is a teacher. And anybody who tries to tell you any differently sucks. They suck at life. Because I know that I have failed at things, and I know that I have dealt with failure. And they are completely different things. Because when you fail, you didn't try that hard. When you have failure, you put everything into it and it still didn't work out. But what did you learn? That's the most important. And what did you learn about yourself? What did you learn about your mindsets? The good and the bad. Not all the bad, and not all the good, but balanced, good and bad. Pros and cons about you. So you can get better. Because this is your life. These are your things. And you have to live with you for the rest of your life. So, yeah. But I digress. I'm going to let y'all go. If you have any comments, questions, or concerns, leave it in the comment section down below. Talk to y'all later. This is Ms. Biz signing out. Deuces. And my lips is moisturized. They ain't all crusty. Ooh, I look all old now. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.